Ukrainian officials continue to emphasize that Russia's main goal for 2024 is the seizure of Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts as Russian forces prepare for their summer offensive operation. Ukrainian Ground Forces commander, Lieutenant General Alexander Pavlyuk, stated in an interview with The Times that Russia aims to capture the entirety of these regions and might attempt to seize other areas if they achieve this goal. The Ukrainian main military intelligence directorate also indicated that Russia plans to continue pursuing its objective of securing Donetsk and Luhansk's administrative borders, highlighting the continued strategic significance of these areas. The first deliveries of resumed U.S. military assistance recently arrived in Ukraine, providing crucial support as Ukraine prepares for ongoing and future offensive operations. The military assistance package, valued at approximately $60 billion, includes anti-armor rockets, missiles, and artillery shells, offering a significant boost to Ukraine's defensive capabilities. This assistance comes as Ukrainian officials have expressed hope that Western military support will help counter Russian advances and ensure Ukraine can sustain its defensive operations. The timely arrival of this aid underscores the continued commitment of Western allies to support Ukraine's sovereignty. Ukrainian officials have observed that Russian forces in Ukraine have not significantly increased in size recently but have noted widespread degradation, especially among elite units. Despite these challenges, the Russian military continues to improve its fighting qualities overall, adapting its tactics to Ukrainian vulnerabilities. Both Russian and Ukrainian forces have moved away from larger formations to smaller groups, reflecting the intensity of attritional warfare. However, neither force is likely to achieve victory solely through attrition, as technological superiority and international support remain critical factors in the conflict. Ukrainian officials have indicated that the Russian military will likely maintain its current personnel replacement rate but will not generate the significant number of available personnel needed for strategic-level reserves for larger-scale offensive operations in 2024. Recent reports suggest that Russia intends to mobilize about 100,000 more personnel for offensive operations this summer and an additional 300,000 by the end of 2024. However, Ukrainian officials note that Russia's current replacement rate indicates continued challenges in sustaining combat effectiveness without significantly more personnel. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu has issued a notably candid assessment of recent Russian advances in Ukraine, refraining from making sweeping claims about the success of the Russian war effort. This may be an attempt to manage domestic expectations ahead of Russia's anticipated summer offensive operation. A Russian insider source has revealed that the Russian Ministry of Defense has replaced several high-level Russian commanders recently, possibly to align leadership with the summer offensive effort. These command changes are intended to bolster operational effectiveness, but their impacts remain to be seen. NATO has expressed deep concern about Russian hybrid operations on NATO member territory, considering them a threat to Allied security. These operations include sabotage, disinformation, cyber interference, and other malign activities. The Norwegian Police Security Service reported that Russian intelligence agents were preparing to sabotage critical infrastructure. NATO has reaffirmed its commitment to counter hybrid threats, boosting its resilience and ensuring member states are prepared to defend against such attacks. The hybrid operations indicate Russia's continued use of unconventional tactics to disrupt and destabilize NATO and its allies. UK Foreign Minister David Cameron announced the UK's intent to provide long-term support for Ukraine, stating that Ukrainian forces can conduct long-range strikes within Russia using UK-provided weapons. Cameron visited Kyiv and affirmed Ukraine's right to self-defense, emphasizing the UK's support for Ukraine's efforts to defend its sovereignty. Kremlin officials reacted negatively, with boilerplate rhetoric accusing the UK of provocations against Russia. Despite these reactions, the UK and Ukraine have begun negotiations for a century-long relationship focused on building strong security, trade, and cultural ties.